Hey there, and welcome back to Bites of Italy, your guide to discovering authentic Italian food, one delicious stop at a time. I'm Natalie.
Ciao, everyone. I'm Scotty. This is episode 14, and we're still soaking up the flavors of Venice. But today's episode is a little different. We're talking about full-on meals, actual restaurants in Venice where we had truly memorable dining experiences.
And if you've ever been to Italy, you've probably come across something called the menu turistico, that fixed-price tourist menu. They're tempting because they seem like a good deal, but often they're underwhelming. Basic dishes like spaghetti pomodoro, grilled meat, not bad, but nothing exciting.
And the quality often takes a hit. But here's the twist. We've found some fixed-price menus in Venice that were fantastic. The trick? Avoid the touristy zones and head into the local neighborhoods, places where the menus are made for the people who live there, not just the people passing through.
That's what we did. We explored, we ate a lot, and today we're sharing our top restaurant finds in Venice that serve up incredible food at great value.
Exactly. We have 3 recommendations for you today, from budget-friendly places to special occasion spots. These are real meals we've had, places that left us full, happy, and already planning to go back. Ready to jump in?
Let's do it. First up, Trattoria da Marisa. Now this one is a little bit of a walk, maybe 10 minutes or so from the main train station, Venice Santa Lucia.
About half a mile. It feels like a real neighborhood away from the absolute crush of tourists.
Totally. You see local families and kids playing. It feels very genuine. And the Trattoria. It's been family-run since 1965.
You can feel that history. This humble trattoria is popular among locals and students alike. There are several tables along the canal and a few more inside, offering a cozy, authentic setting.
What really hit me was their focus on fresh stuff. Like really fresh. Fish comes straight from the Rialto Market, the big famous one, and vegetables from the lagoon gardens. You really taste that connection. And they have a proper menu Fisso, a set menu.
And set is the key word. Basically, you eat what the kitchen is cooking that night. No choices.
I have to say, it takes me back in time. Remember when we first started exploring Italy? It was like over 20 years ago. Back then, the menu Fisso spots were seen more often. You'd sit down, they'd tell you the price, but you had no idea what you were getting.
Yeah, it was like, here's what Nonna's cooking today. Take it or leave it.
And we loved that. It felt like being part of a family meal. Simple, generous, full of surprises. So to find that here in Venice, which is so touristy now, it was kind of amazing. And it isn't just a gimmick. The food is genuinely great. Thoughtful, fresh, local.
Speaking of food, at Trattoria da Marisa you can grab a quick lunch for €20, which includes 2 courses, either fish or meat from the Venetian tradition. Plus, a side, a glass of wine, water, and coffee. But we went for dinner. And that night for us, it was all seafood.
Just an amazing seafood experience. We trusted the chef completely, and it paid off. He started with appetizers, 5 different small plates.
I remember little baby octopuses with that amazing tomato sauce. I wanted to just lick the plate clean.
Yeah. The set also includes Venetian classics such as Sarde and Saor. We mentioned that in the last episode. Those sweet and sour sardines.
A total Venetian staple. And since this is the second time we're bringing it up, let's take a closer look at its origins.
It dates all the way back to the Middle Ages. Originally, it was a way for fishermen to preserve fish, marinating it in vinegar with onions and sometimes adding raisins or pine nuts for sweetness and depth.
So, it started as a preservation method, but turned into something so iconic and delicious.
Exactly. It really sums up Venetian cuisine, rooted in history, shaped by trade, and full of bold contrasts. But back to our menu. The first course was seafood lasagna.
Okay, forget everything you think about lasagna. This wasn't heavy red sauce and meat. This was layers of pasta with proper chunks of sea bass, shellfish, octopus. You could see and taste the different seafood.
And then the main course was fried seafood, called Fritto Misto.
Now, I can be wary of fried stuff. Sometimes it can get greasy. But this was perfect. It came out piping hot, super crunchy coating, 0 grease, really good.
And this fish feast was only €45 per person, including water and wine, which is a great price for Venice. And the whole time, the house white wine just kept appearing. They just kept refilling your carafe.
Yeah, there is no wine list. There is the house wine. And it wasn't just some cheap plonk. It was decent. Went perfectly with everything.
They had simple desserts, too. But honestly, After all that seafood, we were pretty much done in a good way.
Absolutely. So, Trattoria de Marisa, it's just incredible value. You get this traditional high-quality food for a fair price, and you're eating mostly with locals. It feels like you found a real hidden gem.
Totally agree. Just keep in mind that reservations are recommended, and be sure to mention if you plan to pay by card.
Okay, let's move to the next one. Osteria al Cicheto. This place is also near the Santa Lucia station. Maybe a slightly shorter walk, but it's tucked down a side street. You might almost miss it. And it is small, 7 tables inside.
Yeah, something like that. But it has this great buzzy bar area right when you walk in. Very lively. And that's kind of the key here, right? It's a proper Bacaro.
Exactly. Which is a classic Venetian wine bar or tavern where you stand at the counter, order a few Cicchetti, and have a glass of good wine. It's a very Venetian way to socialize and eat. We talked about this in the previous episode.
And the wine here is a big deal. Simone, the owner, curates this amazing list. He has a blackboard with wines by the glass that changes daily. Lots of small producers from the Veneto region. And Friuli, too. Artisan stuff, interesting selections that showcase the local grapes.
But you can also sit there for a proper lunch or dinner. At dinner, they offer a fixed-price menu. It's a bit different here because you have a choice. You choose 2 or 3 courses from a daily list. They usually have about 7 or 8 options each for starters, first courses, second courses. A mix of fish and meat. Prices are reasonable too, like 33 to 45 euros, excluding wine, depending on how many courses.
The dishes offered by Simone's brother Marco are authentically Venetian, prepared with care and with carefully selected ingredients. The fried appetizers are particularly tasty here, especially seasonal ones such as battered fried zucchini flowers or sage leaves. They're amazing when done right. And these were done right. So light and crispy.
If you're there when artichokes are in season, I recommend delicious dishes based on artichokes from the island of Sant'Erasmo in the Venetian lagoon. The island is like Venice's garden, and in Osteria al Cicheto they make, for example, sformato di carciofi, an artichoke flan. It was just incredible, creamy, earthy, delicious.
And for the first course spaghetti-like pasta Bigoli, it's super traditional Venetian.
Bigoli have always been part of the regional cuisine of Veneto. There's even that old saying, andare a Bigoli, which basically means, let's go eat. It shows how deeply woven into local culture this pasta is.
And we had to try Bigoli and salsa. That dish is pure Venice. And the sauce. Don't expect tomatoes. The Venetian salsa is a rich, intense, savory sauce made from anchovies or sardines and slow-cooked onions.
And interestingly, while Bigoli are common across the Veneto region, often with meat sauces, this salsa version is really a Venetian thing. Some say it comes from the city's Jewish community, created as a meat-free dish for religious fasting days. And sardines were once the cheapest fish in the lagoon. That's what made this dish so accessible and popular.
Love that. Simple ingredients, tons of flavor, and a dish full of history. Now, let's move on to the second course.
We tried Venetian cuttlefish, a cousin of squid stewed in its own ink. Here served with creamy polenta, the famous black dish. The cuttlefish was so tender, and the ink sauce was rich, deeply savory, with a hint of the sea. It's classic lagoon cuisine. If you're a bit adventurous, you got to try it.
And the desserts are homemade. The pasta too. Always a good sign.
Definitely. So, Osteria al Cicheto gives you that fun Bacaro experience and a thoughtful sit-down meal. Plus, great wine. It's a fantastic package.
But because it's so small, reservations are essential.
Absolutely. Book ahead for dinner.
Now, our recommendation number 3. This one, Al Covino, has a slightly different vibe. More intimate, cozy. It felt a bit like a little Parisian bistro inside.
It did, and location-wise, it's maybe a 10-minute walk from Palazzo Ducale, the Doge's palace.
Again, reservations are pretty much essential here. It's popular and small.
I think what makes this place special is the owners, Claudio and Claudia. He's the chef, originally from Campania, a region in southern Italy. She's the pastry chef. So you get this cool blend Venetian ingredients and traditions, but with maybe a little Neapolitan touch here and there.
Yeah, it's a nice fusion. Plus, they have an open kitchen.
I love that. You can see Claudio working, see the care that goes into everything. Adds to that cozy feel.
For sure. Menu-wise, they offer a few different 3-course fixed-price menus. There's a meat one, a seafood one, a vegetarian one. All menus include dessert prepared by Claudia. The standard land and lagoon menus were around 58 euros, I think, and the veggie one was a bit less, maybe 48 euros.
We were feeling adventurous, so we went for Let Me Do, a freehand menu. Claudio picks the first two courses. Claudia does dessert. It was 65 euros, excluding wine. Reasonable price and totally worth for the surprise factor.
Tell us, what did we get?
Okay, first course. Fresh egg pasta ravioli filled with local sea bream and radicchio, an excellence of the territory. Just a touch of red wine in the sauce.
It screamed Veneto flavors, but elegantly.
Yeah. The second course was Octopus. Perfectly cooked, super tender, served with this velvety potato cream. Simple but delicious. That combination works so well.
It did. The execution was spot on.
And then for dessert, tiramisu, of course. We're in Veneto after all, and tiramisu was created right here in the region.
Tell us more, please.
Most food historians trace it back to Treviso, just north of Venice. It started appearing in local restaurants around the 1960s or 70s, and the name literally means pick me up, which makes sense when you think about the ingredients: espresso, cocoa, sugar, plus mascarpone cheese and eggs for that rich, creamy texture. It was originally served as an energizing treat.
And the version we had? Textbook perfect. Light, creamy, just the right balance of coffee and cocoa. A beautiful end to the meal.
It's one of those dishes that's gone global, but when you have it here where it started, it hits differently.
Yeah. And they have a serious wine list too, right? Local stuff, national, even international options.
Really well-chosen wines to go with the food. Al Covino felt like a special occasion place, but still authentic, innovative, but grounded in tradition. A great find for sure.
Okay, folks, there you have it. 3 different but all excellent food experiences we had in Venice. Trattoria da Marisa for that rustic family-run seafood feast.
Osteria al Cicheto for the fun Bacaro vibe, Cicchetti, great wine, and those traditional dishes.
Al Covino for something a bit more refined, intimate with that creative Venetian Neapolitan blend.
The common thread, they're all serving delicious, authentic food using local ingredients. Each restaurant offers a great fixed-price menu, each at a different price point.
They're places where you can escape the main tourist flow. You just need to be willing to walk maybe 10 minutes off the busiest streets or book ahead for the smaller spots.
It's so worth it, though. We really encourage you when you're planning that Venice trip, look beyond the places with the giant laminated menus right on the main square.
Yeah, venture out a little. Find these gems. Your taste buds will seriously thank you. These are the kind of meals that become real highlights of a trip.
Oh, and before we go, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the podcast. It really helps us out. And if you liked what you heard, leave a comment or a rating. It helps more people find the show.
We love hearing from you, and it means a lot. Plus, we've got more delicious content coming up.
Yeah, there's plenty more to come. We're staying in Venice for a while. Next episode, we're exploring the world of a la carte dining in Venice. Don't miss it.
Until then, keep exploring, keep tasting, and see you next time on Bites of Italy.
Ciao!